Every family has a choice: follow the herd or carve their own path. This is the Lone Wolf Podcast. Are you ready to stray from the pack?
Welcome to the Lone Wolf Podcast. Hello!
Okay, well, welcome back to our second episode of our Welcome Back series.
Is that what this is called, the Welcome Back series?
Nope, I'm just proud of us for following through, you know.
I kind of like it. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. That's a song.
What?
That's a song.
That's our intro song now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, not only are we making up stupid songs, but I decided that we're going to include our nightly routine with you guys. Welcome to our nightly routine.
This is the most intimate part of our day.
Mm-hmm.
And you are invited.
I should probably use this blanket for the viewers.
We will be sunning our genitals during the filming of this.
So I use the red light on my womb, and Jordan uses it on his manhood. But I honestly don't know how long this thing stays on, but it feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do mine, you're going to do yours, and then we'll wrap up when his is done. And this is going to be our gauge for our episode
Yeah,
length.
check the time when you put it on. I want to know how long it actually stays on.
Okay, I should.
Yeah.
I think it's 11 minutes.
Okay.
That's kind of a long time.
It feels like forever.
Eternity, yeah. But yeah, this is something that we do, and we've been doing it every single night for probably like a month now.
Yeah.
Honestly. The only time we don't do it is if I forgot to charge it.
Yeah.
But our next episode's going to be all about red light. So
there's a lot of good data out there for red light. So we're going to talk about it.
There's actually some really interesting stuff. It's kind of cool. But let me get myself situated.
Situate.
And why don't you
take a drink? Okay.
Why don't you let the people know what we're talking about today?
So we thought it would be cool to kind of talk about my career change and what...
Sorry, I just had to drop my pants really quick, honey.
And what led to that decision and why I wanted something different.
Okay, so my question for you is, do you recall like a specific like time point or incident or like something that made you feel like I don't want to work in real estate anymore?
I mean, it was probably just a cumulative thing of just times where the market was weird or interest rates got high. There was always just so much, like you're constantly stressed about your next sale because it's 100% commission. So I think for me, and I think for us, we had always kind of wanted me to phase out of that just because it was so stressful. Like the money was good, but it's so inconsistent with like month to month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so dependent upon so many different variables as far as like stability and all that. We kind of wanted something that was more in your own hands to make a living rather than being at the mercy of a market.
For sure. And a lot of the like factors were out of our control that impacted like
totally.
So what about like from a physical health standpoint?
Yeah.
Or mental health, like a health standpoint in general, I guess.
Yeah. I spent most of my days doing real estate at a computer in an office.
Eating Freshers.
Eating all kinds of bullshit and just staring at a screen and standing up when I would force myself to because I'm like, this is crazy. I can't sit down for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that was a huge aspect of it. I had to like take time out of the day to be like, okay, like I would set a timer on my phone to be like, you should stand up and go walk around, which is not healthy. Like you're not supposed, as human beings, we're not supposed to be sitting down for that long. And there's so many detrimental things that come along with that as far as health goes, like circulation and muscle atrophy and tightness in your hips and back, and like it just leads to a number of different things that are not good for you.
Okay, so what about you're feeling like, okay, I want out of this job. I want something different. What made you decide that you wanted to go the like trades route?
I mean, you and I had talked about quite a bit, like just different options for me to get into and different career paths and all of that. And I mean, really, ultimately, what like kind of drove me into the actual decision to make a career change was us selling everything and traveling. And that was due to the market just being weird. And we didn't want to sit around and wait for things to get better and go into debt with, not having a bunch of commission coming in.
But I do feel like you were considering like different jobs before we decided to sell everything and travel.
Totally. I think
you were already thinking about like electrician and firefighter and
right.
Like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of had the ultimate goal of you wanted something that could kind of survive the changes that are going on in the world right now.
Totally.
And you wanted something that you could actually use your hands, and you wanted something that like made you more active during the day than just like sitting at a desk, right? Like I feel like those were kind of your like non-negotiables sure. Almost.
Right. And those were things that I wanted to get into.
And also something that you didn't have to like go to school for.
Yeah, or maybe something that I could go to school while I was still working. That was kind of the dream.
But I mean like a program or something is different than like going to like a university. Like, but you didn't want to have to.
What I'm saying is it was all a dream until we actually had the time to make the career change.
Yeah, for sure. I was just asking though, like why did you choose trades was my question though.
Yeah, and ultimately it came down to, what's going to have the most longevity. I know we're in this weird period of time where AI is starting to kind of creep into everybody's career.
Yeah.
It literally is just, it's eliminating inevitable tasks and things that were human jobs. And I feel like white collar jobs like desk jobs, data entry, I mean, even sales, like there's still a human aspect to sales 100%. And I think there always will be. But I feel like there's a lot of tedious tasks that are getting phased out by AI. And once I realized sitting at a desk that the company that I was working for is now allowing people to enter homes without an agent even on site by scanning a QR code and inputting their driver's license, I was like, this is crazy. Like, when are they just going to take us out of the office and have that be this only way that you see a home, and then maybe have some sort of liaison or internet salesperson who talks to them about the process and doesn't have to be there physically. So that was all kind of a cumulative thing of like, okay, I see where this is trending, and I want to do something, and I want to work in a career where I don't feel like my job's going to get taken or get phased out within the next 5 years.
Is white collar a real thing?
White collar jobs? Yeah.
I've never heard that term.
Yeah.
Why? Who decided that one guy wears a white collar and one guy wears a blue collar?
Let's ask. I would like to know, actually.
I don't know if I've ever heard it called white collar.
Yeah. So, yes, white collar is a thing, and the term comes from the literal color of the shirt that you would wear at the job that you're doing.
There you go.
So like a white collared shirt would be like a button up white collar shirt.
Like you don't get it dirty.
Right. And like a blue collar would be like a mechanic's uniform or something like that.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That is interesting. I didn't know that either, but I did know that white collar was a thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you decide you want out. You're seeking trades.
Right. And like you said,
we sell everything. We hit the road.
Yep.
Now, and if you're confused about what the frick we're talking about, go back to We're Back episode that just launched 2 weeks ago. And I feel like we kind of explained like our storyline and everything that went on, just to spare, like, we don't need to rehash it all here.
Right.
But so we are now landed. We're out of the trailer. We need jobs. How did you make it happen? And I want you to like share your response in a way that like younger like boys who are kind of figuring out what to do with their life, younger men who are kind of like I just feel a little lost and I'm not really sure what to do. And maybe even to grown men who want to make a career change or who are trying to like counsel their own children and don't want to just only offer them college. You know what I mean? Like, so keep all of that in mind as if those are the people listening.
So I think the biggest thing about getting a job in trades is being somebody who's not afraid to put yourself out there and not afraid to meet people in person and pick up the phone, put in your resume, follow up. There's so many things that people are like not doing nowadays just because of, I don't know if it's they're scared or if they're just lazy or if they're lacking like the ability to interact with other human beings on a professional level.
I mean, it's a highly virtual world now. A lot of people don't know like how to do the people skills anymore.
Well, and a lot of younger like men and women are very timid when it comes to face-to-face interaction because they're so used to a platform where they can just hide behind a phone or a screen,
text and email.
So for me,
I know so many adults who still ask their mom to call to make them like appointments and stuff.
And I'm one of those people.
Yeah, you've for sure done that before. Yeah, for sure.
Not because I can't do it myself, because she likes to do it.
Right.
But anyways, so I knew which direction I wanted to go. There was also this part of me that was still kind of like, maybe I should just put my application in at different real estate places as well.
Which we did. I mean, we put one in at one spot.
Yeah. And
well, because we were just honestly kind of throwing all the darts and seeing like which one's gonna stick.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. We knew the direction I wanted to go. We knew that I wanted to get into a trade, and that was really the route. And
that if it was meant for you, though, that it was gonna work out in the way that it was supposed to.
And specifically HVAC is the one the direction I wanted to go. That really came from me talking to people that I had sold houses to that were doing HVAC back in Vegas. Were making good money. They were like younger guys, and I was like, this seems cool. I started looking into it, and it's a lot of like technical problem solving and learning about technical systems and machines, and it was
fixing problems.
Yeah, exactly. So that seemed like something I would be interested in and something I would want to do. So I started by having you create me a resume. Because that's not my thing. You did a great job.
It was pretty good.
I have no experience or had no experience in trades at all. All of my work was in like customer service, hospitality, and sales. That was really it. And I have a lot of experience in that. I
mean, I made sure to include an extras, and I said that you repaired our AC when we lived in Las Vegas.
Well,
like handy.
Amongst the general population, I am a fairly handy person.
Yeah. Well, you learn things really quickly.
True. Yeah, that's true. And I like to figure things out myself.
Yeah.
So anyways, I found a couple different HVAC companies that had positions like open on their website online that said like looking for an HVAC apprentice, or looking for an HVAC service tech, that type of thing. So I found a couple companies that I was like, okay, these look like good companies. I'll reach out to them. Sent my emailed my resume to both of them, and then followed up. That was the main thing. I followed up. I called. The first company was a smaller company. I called them. They had just hired an apprentice, but they were like, you know what, we might be looking for one more person.
Well, because I overheard you on the phone, and you would tell them like, listen, like I can start as soon as you want me to. I learn fast. I want this position. I am dedicated to this. You know what I mean? Like, I forget your exact spiel. Maybe if you remember it, you should share it. But you didn't just call and be like, hey, this is Jordan. Did you get my resume? You know what I mean? Like, you were very like,
you have to be direct. They want people that have confidence and that are well-spoken.
Yeah.
So when I called, I made sure that they understand, like, I'm a serious person. I'm a hardworking man. Was that it?
16. Well, we're 16 minutes in, my guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I started at I think it's like 11 or 12 minutes.
Okay.
I know.
Pass me the blanket.
Well, it has to cool down.
Okay.
After 4 years of navigating infertility, I got sick and tired of feeling like no one was looking at the full picture. I wanted to understand health from a whole person lens so I could not only help Jordan and myself, but eventually build a functional fertility practice that helps other couples avoid some of the hardships that we've been through. I spent well over a month researching functional health programs before confidently choosing the Functional Diagnostic Nutrition course. What sold me was that you actually run 5 comprehensive functional lab tests on yourself, so you're learning through your own health journey. The support from the staff and other trainees has also been incredible, and they genuinely care about helping you succeed. After graduation, you can become board certified, order functional labs for your own clients, and feel confident working with the complex cases where you can be the last provider people need to see. If you always felt there's more to health than the conventional model, maybe you have your own story that's driving you to help others, or you just want real answers about your own health, I can't recommend the FDN course enough. And because you're a listener of Lone Wolf Podcast, we have a special link just for you in the episode description that can save you up to $2,000 on the program. So make sure to go and check it out.
So it really is about how you speak to people on the phone, especially in the trades. Like guys that work in the trades and guys that are like own trades companies or are looking to hire people, they want to hear that you have a level of competence, and they want to hear that you're motivated and you're hardworking
And reliable.
Yeah, those were all the words that I used when I called.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've been doing sales for a long time, so you have to sell yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, he told me they filled the position. I said, oh man, that's a bummer. And he said, well, but you know, we are still taking applications. And we might be bringing on one more apprentice before the summer since we're going to be busy.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said it would be a service tech position, which you're more like customer facing. There's an install tech and there's a service tech. Install guys do like large equipment installs, and the service tech guys go out and fix things and go to house calls and maintenances and all that. So he said, well, we might be looking for someone on the service side. And I said, well, that would be great. You know, I've had a lot of customer facing jobs and I've had a lot of experience with customer service and sales, and I think I would be a great fit for that. I said, you know, I don't have any experience in this trade specifically. I said, but I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to start from the bottom and work my way up.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay, great. And he said, well, you know, why don't he said, send me your resume and I'll call you back.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, cool. So I sent him my resume, not really expecting anything. And I think he called back the next day.
Yeah.
And said, hey, you know, we'd like to have you come in for an interview. And I was like, awesome.
Yeah. We're like,
so
okay.
I was like, cool, perfect. So we set up the interview. I had also reached out to another company that was bigger. It seemed a little bit more salesy, but it was still in the trades of HVAC. So I was like, okay, this is cool. And the much bigger company, well established across the Reno Valley, probably the biggest company in that trade.
Mm-hmm.
And initially that was the one that I thought I wanted. So sent in my resume, didn't hear from them for like 4 days. And I called twice.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time that I called, I got a hold of somebody and I said, hey, is there a manager I can speak to? Just following up, I talked to you 2 days ago and you said that they're going to be reaching out for interviews for this position.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got a call back yet, but I'm really motivated and I want to talk to somebody.
Yeah. I think just have to like not be afraid to like bug them.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to lose anything by like annoying somebody.
Well, and you don't want to be overly annoying. Like you don't want to call and pester somebody and like over and over and over, but you do want to let them know that you are highly interested and motivated for the position.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So when I called the second time, she remembered who I was from 2 days before. She said, you know what? Let me check to see if my manager's available and maybe I can get you on the phone with them. So I waited for 2-3 minutes and she comes back. She goes, I'm going to transfer you over to my manager. She's available right now. I said, great. Talked to her. We started going back and forth and kind of just had a great conversation. And she was like, oh, you know what? This sounds like a good fit for you. We'll call you or we'll let you know when your interview is going to be. I'm going to send you an email right now.
Mm-hmm.
Got an interview for that one. Ended up being the same day as my other interview, just about 2 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the process of that. And I was like, okay, this is great. Now I have 2 interviews for jobs in a career that I've never done before.
And it wasn't
just because I reached out, followed up on that reach out, and made sure they understood who I was when I was talking to them.
Exactly. I was going to say it wasn't because you went to a certain school and had certain certifications and how
I
did
had
I like, it
nothing.
had nothing to do with
I had
that.
nothing. It was the fact that they understood that I was serious. I wanted the job,
Yeah.
and I was willing to do what it took.
Yep. For sure. And confident.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, your turn.
Thank you.
Take the blanket. Whoa, guy.
Cover my gen.
Okay, well, we got Jordan all set up with his sunning. I don't know if there's a better term, but that's what we call it, sunning.
Yeah, it's fine. Sunning works.
Genital sunning. Now this video is blocked from
Yeah.
YouTube.
No, we did not make it.
Okay, so you ended up, we didn't like finish the whole story, but you ended up landing an HVAC job,
right.
And you started like, let's see, your interviews were maybe on like Thursday or something. You started that Monday.
Yeah.
That following Monday. Like it was so fast.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because when we were looking into everything, we were traveling and we were kind of like, okay, potentially you're not going to make very much money in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Can we pull that off? And second, are you even going to be able to get a job? Because like if you just go on to like ChatGPT and you ask it all these questions, or you go to Google or YouTube and you start researching, it kind of sounds like you have to have certain things in order to get in the door.
Right.
But
certain certificates and your EPA 608 and all these different OSHA things.
Even the bigger company, like you were offered both jobs, and even the bigger company offered you a job on the spot. They were like, we're just going to cancel other interviews.
They literally,
I feel like it's just a cool testament that like really anybody can do trade work if you have the drive for it and the confidence to present yourself.
And like we were talking about earlier, like the opportunity in trades right now is crazy. Like there's so many open positions.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was reading statistics before we started this, and I think I read a couple to you, but it was like something like 110,000 current open jobs in HVAC right now, like across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot. And then it's supposed to double or more than double by 2027.
Mm-hmm.
And then by like 2034, it's supposed to like quadruple.
Which is crazy.
These jobs are not going away. They're not being taken by AI. There's no AI agent that's going to crawl into 130 degree attic and solve a problem on a furnace was built in 1994. Like these jobs require a physical human aspect.
Yeah.
And there's diagnostics, and along with the technology, our ability to fix things are going to get better, or diagnose things are going to get better, but there's still the need for a human being to actually be there and troubleshoot and solve it.
So why do you think it is that like nobody wants to work in the trades? Like I feel like when we explain it all, it's like, oh my gosh, it can like survive the times. Mm-hmm. It can be fairly lucrative. AI can't take it from you. Then like where everybody at?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily that people don't want to do it.
Really?
Maybe a little bit of that. I just think that there's not enough exposure. So like for me,
you really think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think that it's probably getting a little bit more exposure now that social media can kind of spotlight it a little bit. It also maybe is just my feed because.
Well, I mean, I guess I understand what you're saying. Like, I think that there is this kind of normalization of college being pushed on you. Like in high school, it was, your junior year, kids were already like signing on to universities and stuff. And like,
totally,
you're supposed to like be wearing the like sweatshirt or the jersey of the college you're going to. And it was such a like status thing. And,
there's also this stereotype of like the fat plumber with his ass crack out.
That's very true,
like,
too.
Oh, you're just going to end up a plumber. And it's like, dude, my plumber makes $250,000 a year. Like,
that's really true. These like stereotypes almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I can understand that side of it. But then I also think that there has to be 50% or at least another chunk of that population who thinks, if I go to college, I'm going to have to figure out how to pay for it. Like my parents don't have the money to send me, and I just don't think I want to like fork out that much money. So I'm going to look into alternatives because I need a job and I don't necessarily want to work at the grocery store. I feel like you find trade work. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then I feel like the current male generation, like the younger generation, like they don't even know how to change tires.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have basic skills, babe.
Right. And well, they don't want to like it's a humbling thing, especially as an older man who's already like been established in a career, to like take a step back and a huge pay cut and
almost be like the underdog and
have like guys that are younger than me teaching me how to do things.
for sure.
Like you kind of have to check your ego at the door. But also I think there's an intimidation aspect for younger men where they don't want to challenge themselves or be put in a position where they look stupid. So it's like an ego driven thing where they're like, I don't want to be the guy who doesn't know how to do it. And then, I'm just kind of like the new guy. It's like there's this learning curve in this period where maybe that's a little scary for people.
Well, and what'll be really interesting is that the younger generations are going to grow up on artificial intelligence, that like the idea of taking a job that AI can't hold your hand through it is probably pretty daunting.
Totally.
Then also, can we just touch on too this kind of like feminization of men too?
Yeah.
It's like hot now. It's like the hot new thing to like the like skinny boys who wear like crop tops and spend more time like in the bathroom getting ready than the average female. You know what I mean?
So fucking gay.
But there's such a like feminization of men that like, which is just wild to me, because when you think of the way that like men's brains and like hormones literally work, like men are designed to use their hands and problem solve.
Yeah, there's
and
so much
like
fulfillment in like fixing a problem, not only your own problem, but like going to somebody's house and solving a problem for their family to make sure that they're comfortable. That for me it brings a lot of like satisfaction.
Yeah.
And like I call you after I like learned something new or I did something like challenging that was like
the
out of the norm.
capacitor master.
I'm the contactor commander. I'm the condenser fan motor boater. However you want to explain it. So
these are real terms he tells me about often.
They're just names that I got at my job because
that he gave to himself.
Self-proclaimed. But yeah, no, 100%. There is a feminization of men happening, and I think that is part of the reason why trades jobs are going like unfulfilled, because there's a lot of like modern younger men don't want to get out there and break a nail. They don't want to like it. That's how it seems, at least. But I do think that the more exposure and the more light that's being shed on, what a great career can be, for male or female. Like we talked to somebody the other day who said that their granddaughter was an electrician, and
no. So this was one of my clients.
That's right.
So I had a lactation client. She was older.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not crazy. She was in her like mid 30s, I think, but she had her first daughter when she was like 15 or something.
That's right.
Yeah. And then just now had her second baby, now that her daughter's like 20 something.
Yeah.
Having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she was just sharing that her daughter is an electrician, and she was actually like really worried about her going into trades, because she was like, she's going to be a young, pretty female working in
a male dominated industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, is that going to be okay? She said it's actually been great, and they all treat her like it's their daughter or their sister, and they like look out for her and they take care of her and stuff. And
totally.
But she was saying that at the local like high schools and stuff, they'll like speak on trades sometimes. I think there's like a commission or whatever of like people who go and try to like spread the word on trades.
Right.
And she was saying that she really wanted her daughter to like be a part of it and go and talk specifically on like women in trades.
Yeah, like advocate for young women to like get into it.
Yeah. And she said her daughter's making like amazing money.
Yeah, of course.
Like more money than she even knows like what to do with that age.
The thing is like when you have a specific set of skills like that, and you're in a environment which is literally every major city, every person in America needs electricity, they need heating and cooling, they need plumbing. All of those things are necessities. When those are things that you need fixed in your house and you cannot live without them, you can set your price and you have a business for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Whether you're working for somebody else or going out on your own, those skills are something that can never be taken away from you. And it's a huge asset to have. You're always going to have a job. You can go anywhere that you want because everywhere is going to need those trades. Like, we moved to a completely different place and I got right into a trade, and without any technical training or skills. But like, now that I'm learning it, we can move wherever we want to. Not that we want to go anywhere because we just got 40 acres.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But like,
We're
that is cool. That is cool, you know,
for sure.
to know that you don't have to like,
well, like, the skill is yours now. You own it.
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
yours.
Right.
Nobody can take it from you.
Right.
You know?
And if you don't want to do it for a little while, or you want to take a break, but you could always jump back into it.
And let's also point out here that, like, you can work your way up and make good money, and you're not paying off a student loan.
Totally. Hang on.
Okay, Jordan's ball center went off, so that's our cue to wrap it up.
Yeah, so I think, you know, for like a message to younger men or women that are graduating high school and they don't really know what they want to do, and they've been told that college is the right path and that you should go and get a degree just because that's the right thing to do. I think that's bullshit. I think now more than ever, college is a joke because, one, you're throwing your money away on something you probably won't end up using. I know so many people that were working in nightlife and restaurants that had 1, maybe 2 bachelor's degrees that will never use them. And 2, it's like, if you're struggling to figure out purpose and what you actually want to do with yourself, get a trade degree that you can use and utilize.
Yeah, don't go spend $40,000 to figure out what you want to do when you grow up.
Go be an apprentice at with a welder. Go be an apprentice for an electrician or electrical company. Go be an apprentice for a plumber, HVAC. Do something that you can actually acquire a skill. And if it's something that turns out you don't actually like doing, whatever, find something else. But instead of going to pay for a 4-year degree that you're going to end up in $100,000 to $200,000 in debt and have no real skills to show for after you've graduated, is not only crazy, but absolutely retarded. And I think that if you want to get into something that makes you feel fulfilled, makes a really nice living for yourself, and potentially you can start your own business, get into a trade. You're not going to regret it. If you don't like it, you've lost nothing. You can always go back to college.
And let's also say a word for the older guys who are maybe in a job 5, 10, 15, 20 years into a job, and they don't feel, they don't like it.
You're not fulfilled.
Yeah, like, it's not too late to change either.
No.
Obviously, like, it's a little more complicated, you know, like,
totally.
You're one of the only guys at your job who has a wife and children.
Right.
And, like, it's just more complicated. There's more things that you're not just, like, providing for yourself. You know what I mean? So we for sure understand that it's not quite as simple as if you were 15.
Totally.
But
and I also kind of sold myself as somebody who was somebody like that could grow quickly and be an asset to their team. So I didn't start like at the base pay that you would typically start at.
Yeah.
But if you're a young person and
you're living at mom and dad's, and
then start at the bottom and work your way up. I promise you, you are going to learn quickly, get raises, and get into a position where you're like, I can't believe I'm making this much money.
For sure. At a young age.
Totally.
Yeah. And that's the blue collar comeback.
Blue collar comeback, baby.
Yep.
Get into a trade or get in the shade.
No. Thank you guys for being here, though. And on the next one, catch us talking about why we sun our private parts. If you feel at home here, leaving a 5-star review helps other families find their way too.
Come hang out with us on socials at Lone Wolf Podcast, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next.
Remember, sometimes you have to stray from the pack to discover where you truly belong. Until next time, loners.